Happy Wednesday, everybody. Danny Shay, not in his bathrobe again. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. All right, here we go. The week that we are in. I wanted to do a video on Monday, but did not happen, obviously. Tuesday didn't, Wednesday. Yay, here we are. So a lot of big news this week, a lot of big energy this week. We have a new moon coming up. We have things on the world point for you astrologers out there. A lot of things that are showing up. And so I wanted to pull a reading before I get into world news, politic news, just on the energy. Because a lot of people are done with politics, energy, the news cycle. I know I am. And it's not that I don't care what is happening. It's that I don't care what's happening with our knuckleheaded government. The people in charge, especially the House, and that they call themselves the Freedom Caucus. I'm just going to leave it as the F Caucus. Not fun. Maybe it's the NF Caucus. Some of you guys took that to the wrong place when I said F Caucus. Shame on you. Shame. All right, let's look into the energies of the week. I'm using my good tarot because we need some good tarot. And when I'm shuffling these, the card that flew out was this, the Magician. And I'm just pulling three. And this card lets us know that we get to create the magic, the illusion that we want to create. We have to put in our correct intentions. And when I say illusion, I went, oh, well, that's not real. And I go, but it is real. It's as real as this table. But when we get into it a little deeper, and we look at the molecules and the atoms, we find out that this table really isn't solid if you go really deep into it. That's what Congress is trying to do, looking into impeachment inquiries. But if you go deep enough, you find out that it really isn't real. It's not solid. I should save that for when I get out of this. So what do we want to create? It's all about intention. It's all about setting things up so that this follows this, that follows this, and we get to step through the illusion to what we want to create. The three cards that I pulled, so that was the overarching energy. The three cards I pulled are the Four of Fire, Four of Wands. This is a celebration card. But when I look at it in this deck, I mean, look how calm and peaceful that is. It doesn't feel like a big celebration. It's a quiet celebration. She's playing the flute. And even though it seems like so serene, she's got the four passions above her that are lighting the way, the lanterns. So it's this quiet celebration. Leave it at that. The next card I pulled is the Hermit. Interesting, because I don't feel hermits yell. I don't feel like they say a lot because they're alone. They're by themselves. But they are shining a light on things. And in this card, in this deck, the door's closed, but there's keys up here, different areas that this hermit energy will be able to shine a light on, open the door, and reveal what's inside with this. The next card is the World card. This is a great card for me right now. Here's another unlocking. The World card is a completion card. A lot of world, excuse me, a lot of world events may be coming up this week. There's astrological aspects that have world points on them for you astrologers, and it feels like as this world spins that we are coming towards a completion. What do we want to create overall with this? And with this new moon, this is a great time to set your intentions to create something new. So get ready to set your new moon intentions. It's big. Every month we get to set our intentions, and the moon tells us, hey, pay attention. Set your intentions. All right. What do we want to have? Getting into a little political now. Okay, let me back. Before I lose a whole bunch of people, let me back up. Spiritually, where this reading is letting us go, is leading us to. We are done with Mercury retrograde in one more day. Maybe I'll be able to speak then. We have an inner passion that is going to be able to, that we're going to be able to open the hermit door and shed the light on, that's going to have a profound resonance in our world. In our world. It's going to be huge. We have the Hermit, the World, and the Magician. 3 major arcanas. This is a big week. A big week for our world, our inner world. Make sure you set the intentions and you stay in the light, because there's a lot of darkness that we can fall into. And once we crack that door open of darkness, then more and more comes in. So stay focused on the light as we manifest and create this big stuff for our world. Now switching to the political message from these cards. I get, be careful. Wow, really? Be careful. Let me turn my phone off. Be careful what you're creating, what your illusion is. There could be a false celebration in this 4 of Wands, but there's going to be some major illumination on a number of different areas up here that is going to affect the world. This false celebrations of the 4 of Wands. In regular tarot, in the Rider-Waite, you have these people who look like they're under a wedding canopy, and then you have people kind of talking behind their backs, going, really? Are they getting married? Those two? Really? And I saw this thing on Lauren Boebert. I guess she's got a new boyfriend. And the clickbait title was that he's a Democrat. And they were in a movie. They got thrown out of the movie theater because they're vaping and doing all sorts of teenage things that you would do in a movie theater to get thrown out of a movie theater. I mean, come on. When was the last time you got thrown out of a movie theater? What? You've never been thrown out of a movie theater? Oh, it is quite fun. I've never been thrown out, ever. Ever. Anyway, there's going to be some things that are coming to light, major things that are going to be coming to light. This false celebration that the House Republicans seem to be reveling in. Oh, we're going to open up this impeachment inquiry. Really? We don't have better things to do? Like, what are we doing with funding the government? Well, we'll work on that later. Y'all agreed on this, and the F Caucus is not going along with it. Blah, 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 blah. We got some things to read on. All right, let's get to it. Little parched. All right. The F Caucus. I put up a video before and I didn't like where it was going because it was just an unclear thing. So I took it, I deleted it. I didn't put it up. And it was all about this impeachment inquiry. And it's like, is it going to get out of committee? I don't think it is. But could it? Yeah, it could. It depends on the energy. Right now, the energy is up and down with it. If it were to go to impeachment, I mean, they're going to try to dig up some stuff. But I just, right now, I feel like they're walking away from it. But then, yeah, they could. They're a mess over there. So how do you read on somebody that is, or an energy that's in total disarray? It's really hard. It's really hard. You got to break it down and focus in on one little thing. And the F Caucus is not in alignment. The Republicans are not in alignment with their party, with what they want. So let's look at it this way. Is Joe Biden going to be able to, I don't want to say just raise money, get more support for what he's done, more people over to his side to saying, you know what, yeah, this is wrong, I'm voting for Joe. Which I think is wrong to vote for Joe because of an impeachment inquiry. I think you should vote for Joe because of what he's done. And we're going to look into his foreign trip later because I have questions on a lot of that. The giving Iran $6 billion or something. I didn't really look into the whole thing, so I may be off on that. But prisoner swaps, I don't know. Well, just take a look at, I want to look at the overall thing of how well that trip was. Because there was a lot of things, a lot of trade announcements that came out of this. A lot, I think, goodwill of talking to people and getting communication links established, the shaking of hands with MBS. I don't know, we as a world have to get along. We can agree to work towards a better solution and not agree on what happened in the past. But it's hard. It's a hard one. All right, let's look. Is Joe Biden going to get more support? And we're going to let that be really loose term support. It could be finances. It can be just people coming out and the polls changing, which are a joke. just people saying, yeah, I'm voting for him. This is wrong. Is the impeachment inquiry going to give Joe more support? Well, that one tried to fly out. Let's see what that had to say. New beginnings, new money. So that is a strong yes card. But I didn't let it fly out. I shoved it back in the deck again. So if he doesn't get any more support, it's my fault. More support for Joe Biden on this impeachment inquiry. Yes. Knight of Cups. This is a knight in shining armor. Could be a false knight too. You know, always looking at the trickster energy of it. Yeah, it is. It's going to bring him just new warmth, new information, a new calming energy. I mean, people are going to support him. They're going to come out. They're going to be, Joe, what do you know? Joe's the knight in shining armor for a lot of us, right? And yeah, you put a knight on shining armor up on top of a white horse, and yeah, he is going to stumble. He is going to fall. But look, he got back up on the horse. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. This card is, he could be a little isolated in his little private little garden. That's one of the qualities of this card. The other quality is listening to the intuition and the ability to make and manage finances, money. So I think he's going to get more money out of this. I think it's just going to be good for him. As sad as that sounds, because it's crazy. It's crazy. So let's look at the F caucus now. Should I? Or should I go back to, let's stick with Biden. Let's look at his Asian trip. You know, they met with, it was a huge trip. And from what I understand, they met with some African leaders, Mideast leaders, Chinese leaders, Japan. It was huge, huge trip. And I mean, I'm tired thinking about it, what he did. You know, and everybody's saying, oh, he can't, you know, he stumbles in his words, but yet they're going to vote for the guy in the box. And I'm going, have you heard the guy in the box talk lately? Well, no, you haven't, not on my channel because he's in a box. But outside the box, have you heard him? The guy makes no sense at all. He's nonsensical, I tell you. That was Psychic Duck talking. Nonsensical, I tell you. Still haven't found the voice to Psychic Duck yet. That may be a good one. I tell you, he's nonsensical. All right. All right. Joe Biden. His entourage on this last trip to the Mideast, to the East, to Asia. Overall, how did it go? For the betterment of the world. Overall, how did it go for the betterment of the world? I don't know. It could be good, it could be bad. It depends on which cup you pick. Illusion, delusion. I don't know. No, don't know yet. He did something, and now we got to make a decision on, was this the right or is this the wrong? Got the overseas card. We have the hermit card, the review card. We got the tower card. tearing down some foundations to build something new. Okay. Oof. Dang. Wow. Wow. We got the overseas card that's at the base of the reading. Okay. In the past, the Hermit card, is this the isolation that he was trying to break, that he was trying to shed some light on? We've got the Seven of Pentacles, reviewing things, looking at monies. How do we make this happen? What do we do? And then in the potential near future, we have the Tower card. And when I pulled this, it was like tearing down the old foundations so that something new can happen. Well, we can only hope, right? I mean, certainly that's the name of the card. There's some pain and suffering that goes along with that. And certainly you look at the earthquakes and stuff, maybe that's the physical manifestation of this card. Not that that's what I was going for. Internal and external influences. The internal influence is the Queen of Pentacles. Certainly we have the resources. Well, unless you're the F Caucus then. But we have the resources to make a huge difference in things. And I do want to read on the BRICS countries where they're trying to shift the way that oil is traded from the US dollar to another form of currency. I'm not feeling that right yet, that's going to be happening, but certainly that's not happening now. We hold the financial strings, so to speak. The external position is the Nine of Cups, the wish card. So his trip is wishing for something good. It's wishing for something good. Hopes and fears are that, he can get away with this major trip. Sneaking into camp, stealing one's defenses, leaving some with their defenses, but taking some away. Certainly we can see how that plays out in this. Especially with the hostage transfer. But I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. Some people will, some people won't. It's a hard call. Hard call. The final outcome, though, is the Magician. What's the intention? What do you want to create? There's an offer being made that is not being looked at because we're too tied to our old ways, too tied to is it oil? Is it money? Is it the devil? Devil energy? Bad energy? We have good and bad going on with this reading. We have the Tower, the Magician, the Devil, the Hermit. Huge cards. So, I think once we start figuring out, so overall, I would say it is a good thing. It's got some challenges to be met. You look at the Two of Swords. We got work to do, and it's not an easy road. We're going to make these decisions, and some are going to be happy, some are going to be sad, but we can't stay in that Seven of Cups illusion delusion energy, we have to make a decision. So I'm thinking it was positive. I'm thinking it was positive. All right, let's see what else. What are we going to look at? I do want to look at the F caucus in the Republican House. So the lack of cojones in the Republican Party right now is mind-blowing to me. I grew up in a Republican family. It just seems mind-boggling that they cannot stand up for anything. What are you standing for? That they want to not fund the government? Well, they already said they were going to fund it. They already promised the Biden administration, this is what we're going to go do moving forward. Yet now they're saying we're not going to fund those projects, but you already promised you would, but now we're not going to. So what the F caucus is standing for, removing the Speaker of the House, McCarthy, because they have so many qualified people waiting to jump into that position, right? For example, I'll get back to you later on that. I can't think of it. They want to impeach the president because of all his crimes that he and his family have done. Yeah, okay. In my previous reading, what I said was, if you're in politics for so long, for that long a time, okay, if you've been on the planet for that long of a time, we've all done things that we are not proud of. We've all done things that we said, yeah, probably not the best choice. Well, except me. Never. Except in that last reading when I didn't put up. That was a choice. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. Blah, 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 blah. So, remove the Speaker, impeach the President, and shut down the government. Okay. Shut down the people's paycheck. Shut down goods and services that are helping the people that are not able to help themselves for whatever reason. Now, you can say they're lazy, yeah, and you can say that they have mental issues, and you can say that there's other circumstances that you're not even considering. Not even considering. What about people who have these diagnoses that are in, I know many of you guys are in crazy pain. And you go to the doctor and they look at you and you go, you're fine. Really? Then why do I have crazy pain all over my body? Well, we don't know. But here's a pill. It's a magic pill. It'll make you feel better. And it doesn't make you feel better. It makes you feel numb. It makes you feel like you don't care anymore. I had one of my doctors, I was dealing with a really toxic situation in my family. And no, it wasn't my Republican hillbilly redneck toothless brother. Was not. Oh, by the way, he says hi to everybody. Well, if he knew that I talked about him, he would say hi. That's going to be a fun day. When he finds out. Yikes. Yikes. We're thinking about going to Dallas for Thanksgiving because my sister lives there. If I go to Dallas, then I'm going to meet Nancy Jean. Of course I will. And they're going to find out. I better not go to Dallas. It's a long trip. Anyway. That was a big squirrel moment. Toxic situation in my family. Where was I going with this? Freedom shut down. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Squirrel. Okay, let's look at the Freedom Caucus and it'll come to me. What is going on with them? What is going on with the Freedom Caucus? And the other thing I wanted to read on, which is another time because this is the last one, I saw an article about what's going to happen. And this is the first time I saw an article. Linda G's been talking about this for a while, and she just mentioned it again yesterday, I think. What's going to happen when it comes out that Trump, the man in the box, who's now at 213 because he hasn't eaten in a while, what is... I should feed him, shouldn't I? Should I? Okay. What is going to happen when the evidence comes out that Trump was a foreign agent? And I started reading the article, and it was all about when he married his first wife, who's now at his golf course. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh at that. I shouldn't laugh at that. That's no way to respect. Okay. What are they going to do? What are they going to do when they find out, when they have proof that Trump was a foreign agent and it started with his first wife? So I'll read the article and then I'll come back and we'll talk about it later. All right. The F Caucus. There are some in that caucus that are we're going down the wrong path. There are some in that caucus that are trying to smooth things over so that they don't sound so hardline-ish. This one woman who I could hardly watch, she was on NPR. I can't remember who she was, but she was yakking. And she was trying to smooth things out. She goes, we need to rein in spending. And the first thing that popped into my head was, let's cut your salary. That'll save some money. Okay. F Caucus. Next 6 months. This should be an S show. F and S. What? F Caucus. And I keep thinking, these guys that are leading these investigations into Biden, if anybody would lead the investigations into them, which they are, Jay Jordan and Bouffant Boy. Sorry, shouldn't laugh. Who was that dog that was always snickering in the cartoons? All right, sorry. Down the rabbit hole. Okay. Freedom Caucus for the next 6 months. Freedom Caucus for the next 6 months. How are you going to be perceived outside of your small-minded group? Freedom Caucus. How are you going to be perceived outside of your group? Why do I see Tuberville like really in trouble when I shuffled? King of Swords. Some big legal stuff is coming up. Completion, the world. There's a celebration. Yay. Depends on who's celebrating, right? We have the Queen of Cups. These are kind of big cards. Queen of Cups in the past. They got a secret in there, in that cup. It's Joe Biden's laptop. They're going to open up that cup. Joe Biden's laptop is in there. The top of the reading, strength. Where are we going with this? Potential near future. Uh-oh. All right, before I go any further, let me drop this down and let's see where this can go, because there's two different sides. Where's the Freedom Caucus going? Well, they're going towards a tower moment. What does that mean? Tearing down the foundations to start something new. The problem with that definition, right? This is just tearing down the foundation. They have no idea where they're going with this, them tearing down the foundation. Let's shut the government. Let's impeach Biden. We don't even know what's in the cup yet. But they're doing this on the pretense of strength. But there's some legal issue that is going to be completed, and it's got world implications to it. If I look at this from the non-Freedom Caucus, thinking that they're a little too far out there, I look at it saying they've got some legal issues that we're going to be celebrating that's going to bring us calmness and a surprise, but we have strength. Here's the surprise, the tower moment. Internal position is the King of Pentacles. A lot of this is regarding Mr. Pumpkinhead, the last administration, the King of Pentacles, all about money. That's the internal position for the Freedom Caucus. It's all about making money, keeping that money coming in, the Leonard Leo stuff. External position is celebration. And I have to question, why 3 women in this card for the Freedom Caucus celebrating? Because I think here's another celebration. I don't think women are celebrating that they don't get to choose what to do with their bodies. Hopes and fears, giving and receiving. And the final outcome, Freedom Caucus. The final outcome of this is Joe Biden, the King of Cups, 6 months. New truth. Moving on. All right. So, interesting read. I can't think that it's the strength that they're exuding. I think they're moving on. That's not their strength. They're just pretending it's them. But I think they're going to have some legal issues that's going to create a tower moment for them, and Joe Biden is going to stay on top. And he's going to have some new lawsuits coming up, and they're gone. They're moving. They're in the chariot. And Joe Biden can be in the chariot too with this impeachment thing. The impeachment thing is leaving. It's going. They don't have anything. You know, and people are going to see through that. You say you have the strength. Where's the strength? There is none. Okay. Let's throw a card to leave. I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot. 40 minutes. Light Seers Tarot. Light Seers Tarot. Card to leave on. What does the Light Seers want us to leave with? One card. Two of Pentacles. Balancing our projects, balancing. In this image, there is not a lot of turbulence in the back. It's very calm. It's very neutral. The winds are blowing, but it's not like a really strong wind, and she is balancing and managing her projects, what she wants to pay attention to. And they do pull her a little bit, but she manages. So as we are in this news cycle, as we are in this craziness, balance your time. Figure out where you're going to get your news, and don't let it keep playing over and over and over again. All right. And I hope I didn't just shit on you guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace and love.